there is no defendant in the. I'm the defendant in the case. Am I the defendant in the case? There's no victim. There's no victim to my crime. Correct.
You have drug charges: possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, and driving while suspended are your 3 charges.
Yeah, but no victim. Correct.
All right, everyone, fasten your seatbelts because this might just be one of the most mind-blowing sovereign citizen cases I've ever come across. And trust me, I've seen plenty. The most shocking part: the man doesn't even realize he's the one on trial. Yes, you heard that right. He strolls into the courtroom completely unaware that he's the defendant in his own case now. I'm trying to be fair here. Maybe he's just incredibly misinformed, or maybe something deeper is going on. But let's be real. If breaking the law was a competitive sport, this guy would have a trophy case full of medals. So on a scale of 1 to 10, just how lost do you think he is? Drop your rating in the comments and I'll reveal mine at the end. But trust me, it's going to be off the charts. Now let's dive into this wild legal disaster.
Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
David Walker.
Your Honor, it looks like he has 2 files.
I see that. All right, we'll next take up 2 cases, both entitled State of Kansas versus David Wayne Walker, 22 CR 398 and 22 CR 508. All right, we'll first take up 22 CR 508. This is my case. Mr. Walker, you failed to appear in front of me on July 17th for your preliminary hearing control docket. Where were you that day?
It's safe for sure, sir.
Okay, well, I issued a bench warrant bond forfeiture and set a new bond in the amount of $10,000 cash or surety. Are you still representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
You want to continue representing yourself?
Look at me. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the paper. Yes, sir. Don't have any money to.
Pardon?
I guess I'll represent myself.
Okay. You understand that if you can't afford to hire an attorney, one would be appointed for you.
I don't know what he would do for me.
Okay. Well, he could provide you legal advice and perhaps advance any defenses you may have had. But if you want to represent yourself, you have that right. I just want to make sure you understand that if you can't afford an attorney and would like to have one represented you, I would appoint one for you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you wish to continue representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
The docket notes don't reflect if a waiver of counsel was ever signed. Do you have any notes that would reflect that he's waived counsel on the record or otherwise, Ms. Norris?
Your Honor, I just note that on December 30th of 2022, defendant stated that he would hire his own counsel, and then he had a failure to appear, and on May 5th, we did not appoint any counsel. I don't show an actual waiver, and the notes don't reflect that he did a waiver on the record. It just says that he would hire his own attorney.
Okay. Well, Mr. Walker, you've indicated here on the record that you wish to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. So I'm going to have you, if the jail has one, sign a waiver of counsel. Do you have a form?
I believe so.
All right. Can you read through that? Make sure you understand it. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me.
There's no defendant in the. I'm the defendant in the case. Am I the defendant in the case?
Do you see why I was doubting this man's awareness now? I mean, I would never mock someone with a genuine disability, but I have to wonder, how does someone reach this level of cluelessness? After turning down free legal counsel, he's now about to sign a document confirming that he understands the risks of representing himself. And then, as if to prove just how lost he is, he looks at the judge and asks, wait, am I the defendant? I mean, seriously? Can someone in the comments help me understand how this is even possible? Because I genuinely can't tell if he's completely out of his depth or if this is just another bizarre requirement of the so-called sovereign citizen playbook. Like, how do you enter a courtroom in custody and not even realize that you are the one on trial? If this is some kind of strategy, it's easily one of the worst performances I've ever seen. He's not fooling the court, the judge, or anyone watching. But what do you guys think? Is he genuinely clueless, or is this just another failed sovereign citizen stunt? Let me know in the comments, and let's dive back into this mess.
There's no victim. There's no victim to my crime, correct? The crime that I'm accused of, there is no victim in the crime.
The state of Kansas, you have drug charges, possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, and driving while suspended are your 3 charges.
Yeah, but no victim, correct? No victim in the crime? No victim?
I'm not sure I understand your question and what that has to do with your waiver of counsel.
Well, I'm the defendant. There must be someone making a claim that
The state of Kansas is making the charges against you, Mr. Walker.
the state of Kansas is the victim.
The state of Kansas charged you with these crimes. Do you wish to represent yourself, or do you wish to have an attorney representing you?
I will represent myself.
You've got a waiver of counsel in front of you, correct?
Yes, I suppose so. Why do I need to sign? Why do I need to sign it? Why do I need to sign this?
Because I like to have it documented in the file that you understand that you have a right to have an attorney representing you, and that if you can't afford to hire one, one would be appointed for you. And you understand that, and knowing those rights, you wish to represent yourself. That just documents that for the court file.
What I don't understand is why there is charges against me when there is no victim.
All right, Mr. Walker, I'm not going to play this game this afternoon. I'm going to set this case
Why are we playing a game?
in front of me on...
I'm asking a question.
This judge has the patience of a saint, allowing this man to ask some of the most absurd questions I've ever heard, like, am I in jail right now? And are you the judge? I mean, come on. At some point, reality has to set in, right? This guy needs a serious wake-up call now. I can't decide if he's genuinely this lost or if he's playing dumb on purpose. Think about it. Asking whether he's the defendant might be a setup for a future appeal. Defendants sometimes claim ineffective assistance of counsel to argue they weren't properly informed of their rights, hoping to overturn a verdict later on. If that's his strategy, it's one of the worst performances I've ever seen. But if he's not acting, well, that's a whole other kind of problem. What do you guys think? Pure confusion or a bad attempt at manipulation? Let me know in the comments, and let's get back into this mess.
October...
Trying to understand.
Mr. Walker, your case is being set on October 10th at 2:30 in front of myself, and that will be done by Zoom. That's the felony preliminary hearing control docket. October 10th at 2:30.
Your Honor.
You've got a $10,000 cash or surety bond on that case.
Yeah. I was wondering if I would be able to have access to certain legal things to be able to put my case up.
I believe they've got a law library there at the jail. I'm not sure what kind of access they provide to you, but you can consult with somebody there at the jail.
Okay.
All right, I'm now going to take up 22 CR 398. This is Judge Webster's case. Looks like you failed to appear in front of her on July 31st. She set a new bond for $6,000 cash or surety. You've already had a first appearance, so I'm going to set this in front of Judge Webster on October 30th at 9 o'clock in the morning. That will be by Zoom, October 30th at 9 o'clock in the morning. So again, your bond is $6,000 cash or surety. Anything else on this case, Ms. Norris?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Your Honor, was the time for court on October 10th for 22 CR 508, was that 2:30?
That's correct.
Just clarifying. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be in recess. Mr. Walker, you are excused. Thank you.
One thing is absolutely certain. This man is not getting away with anything anytime soon. And honestly, it's his own fault. He had the chance to get free legal advice, but instead he waved it off like it was some kind of trap. I get that sovereign citizens are committed to their bizarre beliefs, but why not at least accept standby counsel? Wouldn't it make sense to have someone who actually understands the legal system? Because here's the truth. Whether they believe in the law or not, the law is very real and coming for them regardless. If they truly thought the court had no jurisdiction, wouldn't it make more sense to just refuse to engage at all? I'd actually respect that more than the ridiculous scripts they try to perform in court. Instead, they come in, argue nonsense, and then act shocked when the judge doesn't play along. This guy in particular had every opportunity to get legal assistance, and yet he chose to act like it was some sort of trick. And now, he doesn't even seem to understand his own argument. It's one thing to reject the system, but it's another to be so clueless that you don't even know the basics of your own defense. Look, I'll be honest, part of me feels sorry for him. Maybe he's just not all there. But that still doesn't excuse throwing himself headfirst into this sovereign citizen rabbit hole. They all think they're above the law, but in the end, reality always wins. No matter how much they argue, the court is going to proceed as usual. It's both entertaining and kind of sad to watch. If this guy had even a shred of common sense, he could have at least gotten some legal guidance. Instead, he's sitting there, asking the judge if he's the defendant. Just let that sink in for a second. So, what do you guys think? Is he completely clueless, or is this some sort of act? Either way, this case was a total failure for him. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to see more breakdowns like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.